Hello, Larson Kasper, and welcome to Finland and Ropecon. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm in Helsinki, so I'm fine. What else?
You're very welcome. You started role-playing back in the 80s. What interested you in the games, and what is the first role-playing game you remember playing?
I think I started with D&D as many other people, and what fascinated me with role-playing games was, I think, the same thing that fascinates small kids with getting stories from their grandparents told. So it's storytelling with friends, and you have good company at storytelling, and you don't know where it leads. That's nice.
Yeah. And I heard you started LARPing in 1996. What was it about LARPs that you got excited, and have these things changed since then?
Yeah, actually, I was a role player for like some years, and then I heard that there's this strange thing called LARP, and as many non-role players think that role players are strange people, I thought that LARPers are strange people. But at some point I was curious enough to try it, and yeah, I found out that it is a totally different thing to tell people, oh, I'm gonna sleep in my chainmail because maybe there will be something tonight, or to do it in real life. So yeah, actually what was the best about LARP is that you had real emotions. So you had real fear, or while strolling through a dark wood or something like that. Yeah, nowadays it's still the real emotions that that makes LARP cool for me, but it changed what emotions I think is cool.
Okay. You work with kids that often have issues with anger and such like that. How does it work doing LARP, for example, about a big fantasy battle that includes in-game violence with kids who have that kind of problems?
So the first thing is the kids I'm working with are usually from a city or from an urban environment. So it's something totally new for them to walk through nature or through the woods or something like that. So it's actually challenging for them. That sounds strange, but it is. And we train with them to walk in the woods and also to fight with the buffer weapons. And if they don't obey the rules, like don't hit each other in the head, don't poke, stuff like that, I take away the weapon from these kids for just like 3 minutes and give it back. And some kids learn it very fast, and others you have to take away the sword for 20 or 30 or 50 times until they recognize the others will have 3 minutes more fun if they obey the rules, and I don't. So that's stupid. What we want to teach them is that you can have a high adrenaline situation, and the only thing you can do is fight. That's what you think, but you still can control yourself. So that what we think is that the kids can transport this or transfer this control. I can control myself to a real life situation. Yeah.
What kind of results more you have noticed with this kind of LARPs? Do the kids get a lot of social experience from them, or?
Yes, they get. So it's different things they learn. Of course, it's soft skills like they have to act in a group. They have to live in a group, because we usually go to Drachenfest, a big German LARP, and it's living 7 days with all the other kids and the adults in 2 or 3 big tents. But it's also that they learn handcraft skills, because they have to make the costumes on their own, and they have to make the buffer weapons on their own, and even the leatherwork stuff. So that's all total new things for these kids, and the good thing is they come natural with the hobby LARP itself. You don't have to tell them that they have to learn something because they want to make a costume, and I tell them, okay, it's not my fault, but you have to do it like that, so I'm sorry. So it comes totally natural to them.
Yeah, how old are the kids you're working with?
Usually between 13 and 17, but we also had, on the last LARP project, we had I think 2 10-year-old and 1 11-year-old, something like that. So it's a wide span.
So how do the kids of different age get along with each other in LARP situations?
Yeah, actually pretty good. One should think that the older kids take care of the younger kids, but what we experienced is that the kids that are more experienced in LARPs, that already have been on 1, 2 or 3 LARPs, take care of the kids that are new to the LARP. So sometimes 12 or 13-year-old explains stuff to someone who is 17 years old, because he's the newbie or she's the newbie. We also have girls with us. So I think they mainly get along with each other over the experience factor. So the newbies have to ask the old farts and the kids that have experience proudly present the experience to the newbies. So that's some kind of getting along to each other with new, yeah.
What should the parents whose children are interested in role-playing games or LARPs know about the games and the scene? What is the number one thing or few that you would like to tell the parents?
So actually the kids I work with usually are in youth care, so the parents are very often, they don't play a real big role in their life. So still we try to inform the parents and still we try to tell them, and some parents are really interested, but I think what we mainly do is we tell the parents, we do a lot of the rings, but with your kids, something like that, and that's perfectly okay for most parents.
Yeah. From your own point of view, how has the game scene developed through the years in Germany? What has changed and what still needs developing, you think?
Okay, so I think when I started LARP, the usual German LARP was A, fantasy LARP, and B, it had some 70 to 80% male and 20 to 30% females, and it was, yeah, I think from 100 to 200 participants. That was the average. Today we have a lot more females in the LARP scene. Then actually the LARPs grow bigger. There are also smaller LARPs with like 50 to 100 persons, and we also have these 200-person LARPs, but we also have LARPs with participants from 5 to 10,000. So that's grown a lot bigger. And what also changed is that you have still a small amount, but you have amount of LARPs that are not fantasy, like post-apocalyptic. That's pretty popular in Germany, and zombie stuff or horror mystery, stuff like that.
Okay. I read that you are part of this group called Fighting Kitchen.
Yes.
And that you make, or I would try to pronounce the German word, but I will not. And you make in-game meals in LARPs. How did this get started, and what is it actually you do? You do food, but
yeah. It actually started in 1998, something like that. We've been on a LARP and they had a kitchen crew, and the kitchen crew didn't appear on the LARP. So some people that have been on the LARP decided to make the kitchen, and actually some of the people who decided to make the kitchen was us. So, and on this lab, of course, we had been as participants there, and we didn't want it to be only in the kitchen. So we just acted the kitchen crew, and yeah, we already have been booked twice during the lab, and yeah, it started as an accident, more or less. And what we do is we try to do fresh and healthy food for lappers. Of course, we use gas stoves and modern kitchen stuff. When we present the food to the people, we still try to interact with them in a in-game-ish way. So, and we the word fighting kitchen or Kampfküche in German, it's not only kitchen, it's also fighting, because we also try to be in fights and help the participants, or in Germany we divide in NPCs and PCs, so to help the PCs fight off the evil NPC.
Okay, what is the most challenging food you have cooked with this fighting kitchen?
Phew. Actually, I have no clue. I think the most challenging situation was that we had we cooked on a lab, and the organizers told us beforehand that there would be 300 people, and actually on site more and more people just appeared. So we had in the end 450 people, and we had to go to the market again to get more food, and it was over 6 days, and that was really challenging. But not because of the recipe or the food, but because of the misinformation.
You also photograph LARPs. Are you planning to do any photographing in Ropecon?
Definitely, but by the way you mention it, I think maybe you want to know who is behind the camera asking me all these questions, and I have the camera and I will use it now. So would you ask the question again, Massi?
You also photograph LARPs. Are you planning to do any photographing in Ropecon this year? Well, I can see the answer, I think, in there. Hello, everybody. By the way, do you have any expectations about Ropecon this year? I know you've been participating in 2008, and you also were talking about latex weapons then.
I think it was in 2006, was it? I'm not sure. Actually, maybe it was 2008. Maybe you're right. I think you're right. It was 2008. Huh, damn. Okay. Yeah. Expectations. Actually, I just want to have fun. Meet people. I know some people here in Helsinki now for years. First time I've been to Helsinki was in 2004, and it's an ongoing love story. So I want to have fun with you guys. That's it.
Great. Thank you very much, and see you in Ropecon.
Thank you. Bye.